So the Bucks just re-signed Gary Trent Jr. for a 4-year, $64 million deal. And it is criminal that Jonathan Horst still has his job. And it's just leading to more and more disastrous things happening rather than the Bucks being able to fully turn the page. Because don't get me wrong, I've liked this offseason for the Bucks. I love the Giannis trade. I love having Tyler Hero on the Bucks right now. With the stuff he's doing, he's earned my respect for life. The way he just whooped Bam Adebayo, he has my respect. He could do anything he wants. We'll always love Tyler Hero. So I'm liking this offseason. But there is just no justification for John Horst still having his job. Some people will bring up, oh, the Bucks won a championship while John Horst was here. But as I always say, how many draft picks has that man botched? DJ Wilson, I believe Rashad Vaughn was him. So many botched draft picks, and he gets to keep his job. The championship that the Bucks won, let's be real here. We all know it was just Giannis and Chris Middleton carrying the rest of the scrubs. And those guys John Horst had nothing to do with. And so now, rather than being able to completely turn the page, have a new coach, get Giannis's bad energy out the building, we're still stuck with John Horst, and that's leading to stuff like this. And if you guys want to understand what's going on with the Bucks ever, you got to follow this man K Lee on Twitter, because he's breaking it down beautifully over there on Twitter. He's saying the league's got to investigate this deal. We know this is what they agreed to last year, and basically that's why that it's being done, because this was something that was already agreed upon when they only signed Gary to a minimum last year. And that's the only explanation I could think of, because Gary Trent on a minimum was feeling like a liability for the Bucks to have. If you look at any of the on-off numbers, like the best fives for the Bucks, whenever that man was on the floor, the Bucks were getting whooped last year. When he was off the floor, the Bucks were decent. It was basically, if you just got rid of him and Kyle Kuzma, the Bucks would have been a good team last year. But the issue was they had him and Kyle Kuzma. And at least I could say, all right, we have one more year of Kuzma's deal, and then we're free from him. We're free from the devil. We're free from Satan. And Gary Trent Jr. is not a guy I've always had hate for. I liked when the Bucks first got him. I liked him since his days at Duke. I never understood why he went in the second round of the draft. But he was just god-awful last year. And signing him to this type of deal right now, it just seems like something that they're scared of going back on a deal that they had given Rich Paul their word of, because Rich Paul is a powerful agent. And now the Bucks are going to be handicapped for 4 years with this deal. And it's not like it's crazy money, but it's for a guy that has just been a straight up negative for the Bucks. Awful defensively, and not even an elite shooter the way that I hope that he would be for the Bucks. And so there is talent with Gary Trent Jr., especially as a shooter, to where maybe he could bounce back. I definitely think he has talent in him to have a bounce back year. But the issue is, he's at a position that we already have such an overload in. We already have too many guards. Now, all him being on the Bucks would do is get in the way of Casper's development, get in the way of Burry's development, get in the way of Ryan Rollins' development, Tyler Hero's minutes. I'd rather see AJ Green, because at least I know he's an elite spot-up shooter. And there's Kevin Porter Jr., like all these guys that he's just going to do nothing but get in the way. And they did say, Shams did say, that they have discussed sign and trade possibilities, which is good. But I find it hard to believe teams are going to take Gary Trent Jr. on a 4-year, $64 million deal as a plus contract that they would give up assets for. Maybe they would take it. Maybe they'll take it on to get rid of something that they don't want. But at the end of the day, this just reeks of something that they had already agreed to, and they don't want to go back on it with Rich Paul. And the Bucks, yeah, the cap space that they created, everybody said, oh, we created cap space by trading Chris Middleton for the worst player in the NBA. And what do? Spend that money on one of the next worst players in the NBA, and Gary Trent. And again, I like Gary Trent. I always have liked him, but the facts are the facts, and he was god-awful last year. And it's at a position where there's the opposite of a need. We already have way too many guys there. And so hopefully there is a sign and trade coming, but I just don't think we're going to get anything of value in return. So this is not good at all. Not a fan. And John Horst should not still have his job, although I have liked some of the stuff this offseason. But let me know what you all think. Drop a comment, hit that like, and subscribe if you want to.